New Jersey Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew sits on that committee. He joins us now. So why bring in the DA, Congressman, to testify?
Because this Judiciary Committee, especially under the chairman, Jim Jordan, who's a good man and my friend, will drill down and we will get to what really is going on here. Understand how, just for lack of a better word, weird this is. Michael Colangelo left being the third person in the pecking order and in the Justice Department and went to New York City with a pay decrease and obviously having less influence just to help Alvin Bragg. That's obviously being orchestrated. He was appointed the first day of Biden's administration. He was appointed to the Justice Department. That's obviously being orchestrated. There's collusion, there's cooperation. We know there's things to be concerned about. And the other things we want to hear about Alvin Bragg, I want somebody to explain to me how Alvin Bragg can change something from a misdemeanor to a felony because it leads to, in his basic words, another crime unnamed. We don't know what that other crime was. We don't know what the other crime was that was perpetuated by the fact that this crime was made to be, greater than anything it ever was. You know what I'd also like to know from Alvin Bragg? John, I'd like to know why in New York City, 60% of the crimes that take place, beatings, theft, armed robbery, all kinds of violent crimes as well, 60% of those crimes have been reduced from felonies to misdemeanors. I know why, because they want to pretend that the crime rate's going down. It's not. New York City is more dangerous than ever. We want to know what communication, what coordination has taken place here. There's something very wrong. We know that it's wrong. This case is a sham. It truly, it was a dark, bleak day for the United States of America. It really, truly was. We stand for something as a country, the rule of law, and the rule of law was shattered with this decision.
Former President Trump, in his remarks after the verdict, seemed almost nonplussed. I mean, he obviously wasn't pleased, but he seemed to expect what came. And it seemed to be good for his fundraising. If you look at the numbers, $52.8 million, the Trump campaign says, came in during the 24 hours after the verdict.
He's shattering records. You know why? Because people saw this and they thought, my God, this is so wrong. And John, the words, and this really matters, if they can go after Donald Trump in this way, it was the first thing that came to me, they can go after you. They can go after me. They can go after somebody who has a different opinion or a different idea or a different view. It's so wrong. It's so un-American. Alvin Bragg is so much not a good prosecutor. And I just heard when they were speaking previously that he was supposedly the anointed one when he graduated college. Yet he was anointed by the ultra left. Some of them, in my opinion, internationalists that want to see this country go down. He wasn't anointed by good people. And he ran. Understand this. He said he wanted an objective rule of law here. He ran saying that he was going to put Donald Trump in jail.
Yeah.
That was what he ran on. How can he be objective? How can he be doing the right thing? What prosecutor does that?
An unusual plank for somebody running for that kind of office. Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, we have to say goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.